Right, there we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mastermind. Tonight is November 27th, 2019. Super excited that you're all here. Let's wait for everybody to roll right in here. Chat roll's working perfect. Everybody go. Oh, hello, Christina from the UK. Hello, Jocelyn from Labrador.
Oh my gosh, Christina, it's like 1 in the morning in the UK, right?
Yeah, yes, it is 1 in the morning. Hope you're drinking wine, girl. All right, guys, we've got a lot of stuff to go through tonight. So it's going to be an action-packed mastermind. So it's a good thing you're here. This is going to be a good one, guys. We got a couple big presentations and everybody's favorite topic, advertising. So we got Chris is coming on, Amy's coming on, and they're going to do a little presentation for us. We're going to talk about some stats and stuff, of course, like we always do. A couple other things. Name butchering 101. So let's see. Yeah, good. We got 435. So I'm going to start with stats. All right. So we got a bunch of people who ranked up this week. We got brand new 3As. We got Agnes Laredo Navarro, Ambika Subido, April Girona Palmeras, Gerhardt and Larica Just Prinsloo, Jonah and Rose Bato, Marilyn Campo, Anita Bizadinica. You know, I do this before I come on and it doesn't help, I don't think.
Anita Online Business.
Joan and Ross Bato. Wait a minute, I've already done this. Abby and Dave Francia. Christy Furno Townsend. Now, those last two names, Abby and Dave and Christy Furno, both hit 3A in, well, Abby and Dave in 6 weeks. Christy in, I don't see how long it took her to hit 3A, but within 8 weeks also had 4A under her belt. So job well done, guys. Bernice Hebert hit 4A.
Oh, I saw that, Bernice.
Dana Wasco also hit 4A.
Ooh.
Dawn and Colleen White, 4A.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Erwin Soriano, 4A. Gaia Valencia Vargas, 4A. Lala and Anton Gaite, I think, 4A. Nirmala Sharma, 4A. Noel and Gaia Valencia. It must be another account, 4A. Prisi Mendiola, 4A. Rizzi Sambalino, 4A. Rob and Rachel Draft, 4A. Sophie Bernard, 4A.
Oh, Sophie.
New 5As in the house. We've got Debbie Nezel, Melanie Kiss, and new 6As in the house. Of course, Billy and Ellie Condon.
Just yesterday.
Fraylin Mordiz Ravelista, 6A yesterday, and Michael and Crystal Fenning, 6A. That's awesome, guys. Now,
on their second account?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
It must be on the second account. Yeah, because they just hit it. Unless this is just claiming. No, that must be the second account.
Yeah, I think they had
God, that means there's 6A2 coming right around the corner.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Jonathan and Claire Delapena, 6A on another stacked account.
Oh my gosh.
And a new 6A2 again. Ermi, which means -2 right around the corner. And congratulations, Christina Clazo, officially job quitter. Last day, November 20th.
I think she had another 6A too.
That's a good way to celebrate. Yeah, do it up in style.
Or either she has one really close or she had another one at
6A. Who got the most buyers? I know you're wondering. Well, congrats goes to President Rowan. Came in with 10 buyers. And
then also, by the way, got shut down that week, last week as well. So
that's how you do it.
There you go.
Filling up your funnel.
She's probably already back up and running the same day.
No, in Rowan, she probably is. Joy Ang got 8. So she came in at second place. And then third place, we had a 3-way tie between Didith Gabrilo, Marjorie Clow, and Osis Bright Abu Samwan. 6 all for those 3 people. And then new coaches. Congratulations to the new coaches. Dinah Braid, Melanie Kiss, Sasha Pudel, Marikar Bernardo, Lisa Pavlich, Aya Castaneda, Trevor and Agnes Harding, and Eileen Acheta, all brand new coaches last week, guys. Job well done. Oh, this is your water. So it's been a big week, big week.
The one with the lipstick mark.
Yes, mine's a little lipstick mark. So I want to also talk a little bit about Enagic compliance and stuff. So those of you that watched last week's Mastermind, obviously this was a hot topic that we brought up. We kept it really short. We kept it really sweet last week because we wanted to really convey the importance of this. Now, what I've noticed in the meantime is there's still some of you that are doing stuff online that you probably shouldn't be. So you guys, you know you shouldn't be now, but you're still doing it. That's your issue. But there's also a lot of people that are panicking about nothing. So I want to kind of clarify some things here. You'll notice that we've tweaked things a little bit. So on the webinars, we specifically say like, look, like these guys, this is what they're doing. This doesn't mean that you can do this, but this is what they're doing. We're sharing this to show that we're real people. This is a real business. And this is, I know you want to hear numbers and results. And so this is exactly what's happening. So we're trying to just be as open and transparent about everything as possible. The biggest message that we got from Enagic was that they are just trying to get ahead of what they know is coming down the pipes. The FTC is clamping down on MLMs, and because there's a lot of MLMs out there that honestly are really spammy. And the companies are doing dodgy stuff, never mind the distributors. And so anytime that they clamp down, I think, on those really spammy ones, then everybody else is like, all right, we better just get our house in gear just to make sure that everything's, kind of ticked off and done as it should be. So
preemptive, wasn't meant to scare anyone.
Yeah.
But just make sure you're not doing those kind of posts on your personal and your business.
I think the biggest thing here is just use some common sense. That's probably the easiest way to describe this. So if you are giving the message that if somebody can join this business and become wealthy, then phrase it in a different way. If you are specifically telling somebody that I bought a brand new house, which means that you can too, phrase it in a different way. I'm not saying that if you bought a new house that you shouldn't celebrate it online, and neither is Enagic, but just be careful with your messaging. So if you aren't too sure of how something reads, read it again. And if you're still not sure, then ask somebody else's opinion. But I don't think that this is something that should cause everybody to be like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Like, this is the end of the world.
Delete my whole page.
Yeah.
Like people are freaking out. It's not like that.
And this is the funny thing about this kind of stuff, because we had people on one polar opposite of each other. Some people were like, I'm paralyzed by fear. Other people were like, oh, this is like game on. Let me see what I can get away with. I like the challenge. So the situation has to be more in the middle. Use your common sense. And I think, run your business with integrity. Don't try to rope people in with false claims. And I've never seen, still to this day, I've still not seen anybody actually do an income claim in what I would call an income claim.
No. Only I've ever seen people congratulating another person on money they actually made. A claim is something that can't be substantiated. Yeah. So, that's my view on it too. But
well, and here's the reality of the situation. It's not the
it.
FTC that's telling us this. It's Enagic that's telling us this, because again, they're trying to be preemptive, right? So, but it's also Enagic that's cutting the checks to us. So if they don't want you to do what they're saying they construe as an income claim, then just don't do it. Do your marketing in another way.
Even if it is the truth. And they don't, I never saw anyone lie, oh no.
Ooh. All right.
Yes, the power does. We have a generator now.
Oh, yes, baby.
Thank you, generator.
That is what a $12,000 generator does.
Yeah, we already had the power go out once today for 2 hours. So we live on an island where the power does fluctuate quite a bit.
Yeah, hold on. I got to turn my Christmas tree back on.
Can you also check your phone and make sure you're not on the Wi-Fi? Because I see people saying that it's fuzzy for them. Do you have the TELUS MiFi thing?
Yeah, I'll get the TELUS MiFi just in case.
Stay tuned. Everyone can still see us, right? We're back. Okay, good. It's supposed to switch right over, so I don't know. It went dark for a second.
Okay.
I want to go on this so I'm not draining the signal.
Okay.
So
just hold down the power button. All right. Well, that was exciting, guys. Sorry, you all got a little bit of Main Island life there. So hopefully that's clear for everybody. And again, it's not the end of the world. I don't think it affects a large part of you. It's just there are some of you that do just kind of check yourselves. It was interesting. Darren and I went through our page, and the only thing we found were congratulating people like months ago, like a long time ago. So,
and you guys can look at feel free to look at our page. We still have posts about our new home, this home, like the stuff like that is not what they're after. It's people that were actually posting actual numbers.
Yeah.
That's what they.
And to further back that up, what I will say too is, since we did the changes on our page and we got rid of what the old stuff was, Enagic has told us, yep, you guys are good. You're back in the sales competition. So we've got the green light from them. So what we did was exactly what they're looking for. So absolutely, go to our page, see what we're doing.
Old bubble posts.
Use that as your gauge. Just trying to free up some Wi-Fi here.
Lori, private groups are private, so nobody's looking in.
Yeah, well, and what we do in the group is we congratulate ourselves amongst a group of other distributors. So, I mean, that's fine. Okay, so let's put that away because that's dull. We talked about that last week. I want to talk about Positive Shift Academy because I think there was a really amazing mastermind this week. And those of you that are affiliates with Positive Shift Academy, you know there's a weekly mastermind that you get to come out to. It's on Monday nights. And it was really interesting because I think it was Monday was the day that I did my go live about PSA as well. And right before I'd done mine, and I didn't realize it until we were in the Facebook group later on in the day, Tina Vanderkemel came on and did a go live. And I want to do a special shout out to Tina because in typical fashion with Tina, quite often she's ahead of her time. And Tina, I think, you took a lot of courage to come on camera and actually you fessed up to exactly what was going on for you personally and that you were also going to change it. And the business coach in me was just so damn proud of you because the whole part of coming in front of a camera and saying something like that and putting it out there is that you can't take it back. And so now that it's out there, one, you take away power from the issue, but two, you're asking for people to help you hold yourself accountable. And you're asking to create new patterns in your life and to change things in your life. And this is honestly, guys, if you haven't figured it out yet, this is the real secret sauce of the Dream Team. It's this community, the fact that people help each other and that people encourage each other. And that's why I know the PSA is going to work so well here because it's such an encouraging group. And what Tina identified on that go live was exactly the same that I know countless others are going through, including us. And so, Tina, I give you such a pat on the back. I'm super proud of you, girl. And it was just so awesome that it landed on the same day that we publicly launched the PSA in the group.
You beat us. You were like 5 or 6 hours ahead.
Awesome job.
And that was just random. Well, it's not coincidence because Tina picks up on the vibe. So.
So that's how the day started. But then also that night, Tim held a really great mastermind in which he kind of reviewed also the 4 breakout groups that they're already developing. There's the people who want to bulk up, build muscle. There's the people who want to slim down. There's the people who are kind of focusing on incorporating more movement for health and improving their physical stature. And then there's also the people who want to learn how to more effectively work from home. So that's awesome.
Did you post our picture from today?
I haven't yet. No, we got to leverage that. Yeah. So I love the fact that those are already kind of rolling out. And I think that alone probably targets most of the people in it. But there was also some really neat meal plans that we're starting to roll out already, like paleo and vegetarian, I think, keto. So there's that already happening. And then it was nice to see that there's already people that are plugging into not only meal plans, but also already tacking on personal coaching. So it's already starting to take on a life of its own. And I love that. I think it's going to be really amazing. And I think, honestly, it's going to be just so beneficial for this community as a whole in so many ways. I'm really excited to see where this thing goes. One of the things that was brought up on that mastermind, though, was the concept of floor goals and ceiling goals. And and I'm not going to reinvent Tim's mastermind, but I think the concept of floor goals are so important because basically what a floor goal is you saying, what is the absolute minimum that I'm going to commit to on a daily basis in order to move forward to what my end game is, to what my objective. Getting out of bed is actually a floor goal. Yeah, for people who are in that state of life where that is actually a big deal.
There. I would just grab my computer
1,000%
and get out and all day in bed. Like,
yep,
I did that for years.
Some people it's brushing your teeth. That's totally legitimate. But it's kind of what is your minimum, and it's your own minimum, and it's not anybody else's. It should not be anything close to what anybody else's is. But it's so important that you think of what is the bare minimum that I could actually do each day to just at least continue one step in front of the other and keep moving forward. And I love that concept because you got to keep moving forward. It doesn't matter how fast you're moving forward, but you've got to keep moving forward. You cannot stay still. You must not stagnate. You have to keep progressing.
I see Faith said she's watching this webinar standing right now.
God bless you, girl. That is a great floor goal. Standing up more of your day. I saw Chris in PSA. I'll give you a shout out today because I saw, you're setting your timer. You're getting up every 20 minutes. And so instead of sitting in front of a desk all day doing coaching calls, you're making sure you're getting up and moving. That was my floor goal for a long time. And it probably saved my life because my back was just not bending anymore. And that was a big one. So for me, I'm committing to walking every day. If I don't at least walk 2 kilometers, then we're going to work out or do something else, or maybe go for a walk and work out. But at least I got to be able to get a couple kilometers in because, again, mainly for me, for my back. So I think for all of us in our business, floor goals are really good because at the end of the day, we all have the same objective. We want a successful online business. For some of you, that means supplementing your existing income. For some of you, that means replacing your career income now. Whatever it is your own personal objective, but what is the minimum you can do each and every day to keep moving forward towards that goal? What's the minimum? Things like
it's like 5 squats.
Well, I'm thinking in terms of the business, like 3 posts on your business page, having an ad running, having an active ad account. Like these are all bare essentials, right?
Coming to the mastermind.
Right? Yeah.
Trying to attend them live whenever you can.
Or knowing that if you can't attend a live one, being damn sure that you're catching the replay. These are all bare minimums that we talk about all the time and excellent examples of floor goals. Okay. So kind of chew on that, guys. I think that's a really powerful concept that I think would really do a lot of people a lot of good.
Stay tuned, Henry. We're going to talk about ads. Well, we can
talk about it now. So let's see here. So Chris, you're going to go first, right? Let's get you on here. We'll get Chris on the big screen. All right, buddy, the floor is yours.
Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for having me on, you guys. I won't keep you here too long.
All right, straight into sharing a screen. So Chris has a bunch of slides that he's going to show us. You know how this works, folks. There's always a bit of a delay. Here he is.
How's that, Mike? There?
Is he there? Just a black screen. Chris, we don't see your slides. So
can you see me now?
You might want to stop screen sharing and maybe
some people
choose application.
Could see it.
I did see his slides.
You did? Oh, okay. Shoot. Sorry. Maybe that was for some reason he was black on my side.
But
all right. Do you see him now?
No, I don't. He's gone now.
No, nobody sees it now.
Okay. All right. Well, Chris is probably just going to click on the link and come back in, and so then he can share slides then. Let's see. Anything else we can talk about while Chris is coming back in?
I do have a question. Okay. So back to the PSA thing. So in our PSA group, we are encouraged and should be encouraging other people to post what their floor goals, what their ceiling goals are, and what they've done, and we want the engagement and the interaction to keep it alive and well and the momentum going, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, part of the reason why I did the Go Live this week was more than anything just to tell that whole community out there that aren't distributors yet that this is what we're doing. And so now anybody can go into that Facebook group, share your floor goals. If you're making a new smoothie and you want to share your recipe, put it in there. If you're doing something that you think everybody could benefit from, or if you've just discovered something that's working for you, get in there and share it. I think the more that we can encourage a healthy, collaborative kind of community, the better. Oh, good, Chris. I see you got it, bud.
How's that? Working good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't want to interrupt there. You keep going if you want to talk about that, LA. I didn't mean to step on you there.
I'm all
good.
good.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to rip through these slides here. I got about 50 slides. Just gonna talk about, just a strategy that we use. And I'm just trying to see how I can't play this, right, Mike? So I got to find out, then go to the next slide. How do I do that?
You can probably even use your down arrows, Chris. Or maybe just your cursor.
Okay. Obviously, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to operate this. Hang on. Stay with me. Don't start screaming at me.
Just to protect my human.
Don't hit that play button. Don't do it. Oh, he's itching to hit that play button. All right, it's working.
Good. I hit the play button. Okay. Another thing that I've done wrong, I did take Mike's advice and I hit the play button. So it's going to work for now, and we'll see how it goes. So, I just got to talk about the 114. Maybe you've seen this before. Maybe you're sick of it. Maybe, it's old news. I know this is Darren's favorite. You can see Darren's eyes probably glass over in your screen. This doesn't make sense to him, but it does to us. And so it's just something that we've used. We've been in this business for almost 3 years, and we've used this a lot. And someone had presented something similar early on, and we kind of morphed it into a 114. And I don't know if it's called split testing or whatever you call it. Doesn't matter. This is just a strategy that we use. It's a little slow, but not unlike the rest of this business. Not unlike getting healthy with PSA, guys. I mean, it's a little bit, right? It doesn't happen overnight. You have to. It takes time, right? And so, we believe that, we've proven that this 114 method can work. And you'll find a successful ad eventually. Of course, you got to have a good ad to start, right? And we like to use video ads. Some people have success with a picture ad and a script. Good on you. Doesn't work for us. So it obviously is working for a lot of other people. So it's finding out what works for you best, And I think when you take this business a little slower, and you don't expect that you're going to have great success overnight, then the pressure seems to lessen a bit. When we started 2.5 years ago, and really think about that for a second. 2.5 years ago. That's only yesterday, really, in the big scheme of things. But when we started 2.5 years ago, it was still quite early. I don't even think Mike and Darren were 6A yet. And if they were just 6. So you could see how, there wasn't a lot of, I guess my point is there wasn't a lot of posts of success like they are now in the Dream Team, when all these, 3A, 4A, 5A announcements. So there was maybe a little bit less pressure. I don't know. But I know that it's hard, now, not hard, but I think we all take it kind of, oh my gosh, look at those people. They just started and look where I'm at. Or we started at the same time, they're way ahead of me. Well, you don't know people's ad budget. You don't know what they're doing, right? So it's try to get away from comparing. It's hard, but, and try to have fun with this, right? So here's the 114 plan, and I've got to put these plans out in an 8-week cycle. You could do it as long or as little as you want. It took us 11 weeks of testing in the spring to find 2 killer ads, and they may have run their course now, and so we're actually got another ad we shot on our Mediterranean cruise that we're going to bring into play here after January 6th. But, right now we're going to ride these bad boys as long as we can. So we I've got a week 1, week 2, week 3, and of course all the way to week 8. And this is just an example, right? And so, in week 1, you're going to run a 114. Okay, and so again, what is a 114? What does that mean? It's just like a bunch of numbers stacked together. Here it is. So it's, in your ads manager, you create a new campaign, right? So this is one campaign. And within that campaign, you've got one ad set. Okay, are you with me? Now, within that ad set, you're going to create four identical ads. Now, I'm not sure if you see the stop sharing sign on the bottom of my screen. Do you see that, or is that hidden for you?
Yeah, we do see it.
How the heck I can't even find a cursor when I'm doing this. Hang on. There's some words on the bottom that I don't want you to miss.
It says hide right next to it. There you go.
Okay, how about that?
Yep. Yeah.
Now you're seeing my whole screen with the thing on the bottom, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, this is okay. How about like that?
Yep. You know what you could do is you could turn off that formatting pane on the right, and then just add on the thumbnail pane, and then you can just click on the next slide when you're ready to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if I knew how to do that, Mike, I'd be all over that like a cheap suit.
Just click on the dark button that's got the paintbrush.
Yeah.
Top right corner.
Oh.
And then go to View. I think View Thumbnails. Is there thumbnails in there or anything?
No.
Oh, wait. Go back to View. I saw something. Tabs, Alt-Tab, Navigator, Light Table, Outline. Maybe Navigator. Click Navigator. There we go.
You are a mental genius. Thank you. There's another example, folks. Hey, there's about how many thousand people watching this? Is there over 1,000?
826.
Awesome.
That's
okay. So essentially, you're gonna have one campaign, one ad set, and 4 ads, right? And so, and it's important to understand this a little bit. Those 4 ads are replicas, right? They're exact replicas, clones, mini-me's. So, and that's important. And I know people are going to say, well, wait a second. Why wouldn't you change it? Well, that's the whole point of this. You're going to run them all the same. I'll talk about that in a second here. So, that logic of running 4 different ads, for some reason, Facebook, Facebook uses an algorithm. I can't even spell out. I had to spell check this. Sometimes I put a Y in there. I don't even understand it. But algorithms, it's a way Facebook uses, computer generated search tool / results, something or other that finds the perfect ad. It works. I don't get it. I love Garrett Jensen's explanation of the algorithm. Jensen, if you're watching, this is for you. There you go. It makes no sense. I don't understand it. Anyways, that's supposed to make you guys laugh. I hope there's some giggling in the chat roll because it's pretty quiet over here. Okay. Anyways, enough of that. So, we got the 114 in week 1, and on week 2, we pare that down to a 112. So that's one campaign, one ad set, right? That's established. And then you take it down to two ads. Well, how do you know if an ad is garbage or not? Because you got 4 ads running, right? For us, it's simple. We only check once a week, and we do it on the first day of each week, of each sort of, week 1, week 2. So on day 8, we'll go in and check and say, oh, geez, this ad, it's some of them are working, some of them aren't, right? And so just check out the stats on each ad. So within that ads folder in your ads manager, you can look at how each ad has been working. So you could see the ones that aren't working. It's pretty easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, that was lame. All right, so anyways, in week 3, you do the same thing. You go in to look at your ads, and you pare it down to a 111. and then you leave it. You leave it for another week into week 4. And then sometimes you'll find that it's not quite working right. The 1-1-1 isn't working as well as it should. And so what do you do, right? And how do you know? And so there's all kinds of parameters. My goodness, there's all kind of things. But really, ad budget is critical at this phase. We like to run 1-1-4s and suggest to run them at $20 a day. $20 a day. Oh my gosh! Like, what's that per month? $600, right? Is it? So that's a lot of money. Yeah, but let me give you some perspective, because some maybe you can only afford 10. You could try it at $10 a day. We used to do 1-1-4s at $10 a day. I just think there's it's quicker if you go 20. Anyways, we like to shoot for around $5 to $10 a lead. That's a decent return. Anything sub 5, is in our opinion is spectacular. We dipped a sub 5 not that long ago, and now we're back up just over $5 a lead. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I would suggest anything in the 20s or higher. That's probably too much, and you could probably spend your your money better elsewhere.
Just to interrupt you here, but you've just spelled out how much you averagely spent per lead, because everybody always asks, I'm getting 5 leads, is that good? I'm getting 10 leads, is that good? I'm getting 1 lead, is that good? So it's not about the number of leads you're getting, guys. It's about how many leads you're getting for your budget.
Right.
So if, like Chris has already said, if he's doing $20 and he's getting 2 leads, then that means it's $10 a lead, right? If he's spending $5 a lead, then that means he's getting 4 leads. If he was only spending $10, he would either get 1 or 2, right?
Right, 100%, Mike. That's exactly right. And sometimes we find that, the little bit more that you spend gives you even greater number of leads. Like the logic says you spend $10, you should get 2 leads. When you spend $20, you might get 4 or 5, average 5 a week, or 5 a day. It might increase, right? So it just seems to ramp it up a bit more. And again, that comes back to the algorithm, and it's hard to explain that. It's just our experience with it. So again, week 4, you got a 1-1-1, it's not working. So what do you do? Well, you try another 1-1-4 and you start that again, but then make sure only go back and turn that one that wasn't like that 1-1-1, the pink one above there in week 4. It's not working. Wait till you get the new one, this one here, approved before you go back and turn off that other one. You always want to have something running, eh? You want to make sure they're operational. And then you simply do the same thing, week 3, week 6, and so on and so forth, and let it run itself out. So that's the sort of the technique. Now you could take this a number of different ways. You can add more 1-1-4s. You could do whatever you want, but this is your basic 1-1-4 strategy. I'm going to try to keep it that simple. So let's put some perspective behind all this, because it all comes down to, right? We want to see this work tomorrow. Obviously, and you'll hear this 1,000 times, this isn't get rich quick, and you're not going to see results overnight. Some do. Believe it or not, some do. I still blown away. We've had a couple of distributors just recently. First ad out, 2 days up running, and boom, they get a buyer. It's incredible to me. I still don't understand that. And it does happen. But for the most of us, including us, it takes sometimes months. I love the McLeans. But I also love the McLean story. I think they were at like 392 leads before they got a buyer. 392. For some, that's like, for us, it was 5.5 months, right? So, it sometimes takes us a little bit longer, but we just hit -2, whenever it was, last week or whatever, or a couple of weeks ago, and it took us 6 months to get a buyer. So it's possible. Right? I think that's some good perspective there. But what is this going to cost? Let's do the math on this together. Even though I have it on PowerPoint, so I've already done it. But let's pretend like we're doing it together. So there's the plan like that, right? So I'm saying $20 a day. You may say, I can only afford $10 a day. All right, well, then it's 10 for you. Cut everything in half. I'm saying 20 for now. Okay, so $20 a day, and what does that really work out? And how does that how does $20 as a 114? How does that make sense? Let me take that just a little bit further. Mike, can you tell if everybody's still awake, or are they? I mean, is this?
It's a very active chat roll, buddy.
Okay. We're going to get to those questions, you guys, so save them for a little bit, and then we'll try to hammer through a few here before Amy comes on and does her magic, or Amy and Janet. So one campaign, $20 a day, right? And there's one ad set and 4 ads. Remember that picture? So, each ad would cost $5 a day. That's basically a 114. That's pretty self-explanatory. When you cut it down to a 112, well, then each ad's $10 a day, because you cut those 2 ads out that were garbage. So that budget then goes to the 2 remaining ads. And then finally, you cut you leave the best ad running, and it's running at $20 a day. And you should be getting, and as soon as you make these changes, your results will dip for a day or 2, sometimes 3, and then they often pick right up. But most of us make the mistake to decide, oh, this is garbage, and you turn it off before you ever give it a chance. That's why we say, test a 114 for 3 weeks. I mean, if you're getting 0 action on any of the ads, then for sure, the whole thing's garbage. Get something else going and retry. And that happened to us like 4 weeks in a row. I remember, Karen, we were thinking, oh my gosh, what are we doing? We can't get anything going. And that was just back in the spring. And then boom, we found it. Now, I forget what this next slide's all about. So what's going to cost me? So $20 a day is $140 a week. Okay, I'm just going to rip through the math here to speed this up. Week 2, $140. That's $280 total. Week 3, $140. It's $420, and we just carry on there, right? So you're looking at, I don't know if you can see that bottom part of the screen, but I can't get rid of that stupid thing. I'm scared to press that X. But anyways, it says $1,120. This is all Canadian, by the way. So that's what you spent in 8 weeks, right? $1,100 in 8 weeks. Remember this. A K8 trifecta in the 2A position will make it $1,240. Right? So let's say it takes you 16 weeks. You're still recouping. So you got to think big picture, in my opinion. Any questions there, gentlemen?
Yes, Chris, the first question, when you say that all 4 ads are the same, does that mean that they're the same target, the same content, the same location, everything? Oh, he's just coming back because he took his screen share off.
Yeah, but can you guys hear me?
Yep.
The answer is yes. He means everything is exactly the same. The targets, location, the photo, everything is the same.
Right.
What he's shooting for by doing the 114 is going back to when he was talking about finding the best algorithm. So all 4 ads are going to be completely identical. This is different than split testing headlines and all that. They're identical in every possible way. The only difference is you're looking for Facebook to find the best algorithm.
Right.
Because they will all be assigned their own algorithm, and that's why some will be stronger than the others.
Exactly right. Thanks, Ellie. I caught most of that, and you grabbed it perfectly. We've used this, and we've used it, and so have like the Obizos use it. Carly's using it, and many in our group are adopting. And I get that some people think it's a little too slow, or they doesn't work. But if you just give it a chance, then you got at least you got one ad running for a full 3 weeks, right? And sometimes that's all it needs. I know Facebook says 6 weeks or more for it to really find its groove. And once we hit a groove, holy cow! We're not doing anything. We just did this until we found one.
Yeah, that's the key. It's testing. I think I see people in the chat, and Yeah, there's people saying no, they're not saying they advertise. They've been in it for a year. I don't know if they've been advertising the whole time, but and the system is the same for everybody. Exactly. So it's like we say on the webinar every week, twice a week, you're the only variable. So you've got to test until you find that winning ad, and then that's how you're going to build your business.
So tonight's strategies, we have 3 things we're talking about tonight, guys. The McCallum maneuver that you've just seen is in the training, has been in the training for quite some time.
Yeah,
and it hasn't changed since the training. And you can see how general it is. It's not about what kind of ads you're running or anything like that. It's just about how often you're building them and letting them run. Our internet is really slowing down, I think. But Amy's strategy, who you're going to hear from next, is also in the training and it hasn't changed. We're just bringing these guys on tonight again to talk about a good refresh, because I think a lot of people, the fact that we've got people asking in the training, whether this in the chat roll tonight, asking if this is in the training, is exactly why we're doing it again on the mastermind, because I know that some of you skip steps and make this so much harder than you need to. Guys, this is not rocket science. You just got to keep plugging away. And it's like Chris is saying here, just before you shut down your ad, put up another one. Just keep an ad always running. If you don't have an ad running, you don't have leads coming in at all, ever. There's no way you can. So let's see here, Chris. Let's get some more questions in here for you. Let's see. What is this?
I saw one earlier, Mike, and I'll answer. So someone said, is it $20 an ad? No, it's not. It's $20 in the campaign position. And what that does is it spends $20 for the whole campaign. Now you've got 4 ads within that campaign, and so each one of them is $5, right? 20 divided by 4, $5. And so when you then turn off 2 of those ads after a week, you're left with $20 spending on 2 ads. So each are $10 an ad. And then when you get down to 1, it's a 111 at $20 a day. Sounds like a lot, but it's not really. It's, anyways.
Well, again, I'm glad that you threw out the numbers there, because the reason that this business works is because of the commissions that the products pay. So, okay, for any business, you're going to pay forward until you can get payout. But the way that these commissions roll out is that it happens faster than in a typical business. Any other business, you're looking at 3 to 7 years before you're making profit on your return. Here, you can do it so fast because your costs are so low. I mean, yeah, $20 a day is okay, fine. It could be a lot of money for some people. But if it could set you up with a 5-figure income, like Chris says, within a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, is it worth it?
But it's $600 a month. If you started as a 2A and you do get a trifecta buyer, it's like Chris said, you're doubling your money right in that first month if you got one in the first month. So people do. A lot of people don't. It's it's just if you hit that ad right away. Some people hit it right away, and other people have to test quite a few ads.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Here's a question from Andrea. What do you do when Facebook says your ad is below average, bottom 35% of ads, but your engagement and conversion is above average?
I'd leave it.
Yeah, I would leave it for a while.
For sure. If it's converting, why not? Right?
As long as you're getting buyers from it.
Yeah. Like maybe your leads are garbage, and so after a couple of weeks, or 3 weeks or so, you're still getting lots of leads. Oh my God, where are the buyers? And I might change it up to test something against it. Here's the other thing that we have done, and this is a bit more expensive, but we've done it from like month 3. Is that we've always tried to have a challenger, an ad that's going well, and then we have a challenger. We try to beat the results of that best ad. It's twice as expensive, right? So that's not for everybody, but we believed in the system, so we just thought, well, money in, it's going to turn around eventually. So we always have one in the pouch, sort of, running against it, a competing ad against the top ad, and if it replaces it, then then we find one or if we got 2 good ones, leave them, then find a challenger again. That's what we've done. But I mean.
Somebody here is asking, what do you do if you're going to go from 114 to 112 and you got a couple ads that are absolutely neck and neck in stats? You would just leave them both?
Yeah, if you're going from a 114 to a 112, cut out the 2 worst. There's always going to be 2 bad ads. Or if there 3 of them are really, really good and they're absolutely neck and neck. I've never seen 3 of them exactly the same, but then go to a 1-1-3 for a week. Play around. Let the algorithm sort out which one is the best one.
There's way worse problems to have than 2 winning ads. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I like how Anna Roca put this. She's like, 114 is like 4 cars driving to a destination. It's just a matter of which one's going to get there first.
Yeah, that's great.
One car might get a flat, or you might run out of gas or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
One car might get reported as spam, and then that, right? That's what happened. That's why some ad one would take off. That's a factor.
Here's an interesting question. Somebody's saying, can I do a 114 with an existing ad, or do I have to build this all at the same time?
I would absolutely start a brand new campaign. Start it right from the get-go, and then And then every time you're making any changes, like say that ad didn't work, start a new campaign, get it going. Because sometimes when you make it, well, obviously when you make any change to any ad, you're going to disrupt an algorithm. And what we have found is that if you take an ineffective ad, you make a change and put it back out there, or while it's still active, it retains its ineffectiveness. And you can't seem to get rid of its bad history. That's what we found.
Now, and again, Chris, while you're on here, I want to make the point of you and Karen, because I think there is a real tendency that we're starting to see where people are just getting lazy with their ads and they're recycling garbage. The testimonial video that's on the training site. Or these pictures where you blank everything out that nobody can see anything anyway. An ad has to show something real, a person who's real. And Karen and Chris have always done really well with that. There's no way in the world that nobody doesn't know who Karen and Chris McCallum are if they've looked at this business, because they're everywhere, right? And they're always consistent in how they represent themselves. And I think that
Glass of wine in one hand and
a full heart of gratitude in the other. And this is critical, because you guys you've defined your brand, your personal brand. And I think a lot of people try to put the cart before the horse when they're advertising, and they don't understand what their brand is before they start advertising. And so they just start throwing ads out there without really trying to think of this kind of thing. And then they wonder why it doesn't work. And I think, honestly, I do think that that's a problem for some people. If people don't believe you, they're not going to click on you, right? You got to show yourself as a real person, as an authority figure, or at least as a real person.
People have to know you, like you, or trust you. Any combination of one or two of those, and goodness, they'll come in. And you're exactly right, Mike, 100%. And and we've recognized that early. You guys, we heard you say that early on. We heard Leanne say something like that when we first started as well, and it really resonated. And I want to give Leanne credit for this. And I think, if we went back to 2017 and watched the mastermind, she used the term attraction marketing at that time. Do you remember that mastermind? I forget what it was. It was early on. And maybe it was you, Mike, but I'm going to give LA the bones for that. But you know what? And that's what it is. It's attraction marketing, right? You got to be you and share what you're doing and let that come across in your ads. I don't know.
Yeah, one thing I noticed in regards to keeping your ads running for longer, knock on wood, I haven't been shut down in a while, and I've been shut down a lot in the past. And the reason I think that my ads are running now for so long is because of the engagement on our page. And I still have my original page, even despite getting shut down about 20, I think I've had about 20 ad accounts shut down. And the more engaging your posts are and people comment on them and you comment back, or people share them even, then Facebook takes that into account. And because I know for sure with the budget that I spend on ads that people are reporting them as spam. I know Mike and I have, people that don't like us from other teams and offline distributors and who knows what. For sure, they're clicking report spam on my ads, but they have not been shut down in probably over 6 months, which is a really long run for me, the longest, because I was shut down within the first month of starting this business with my first ad account. So that for me is a long run, and that's the only thing that I have to attribute it to is the engagement on the page. So, even like all of us, one thing we could all do is almost like how people season their ads. And I saw somebody asked about seasoning earlier, and it does help. I think it does help, but I think it also can look really bad if people really do their research and they see that people have said info, and then they find out that they're in the business. So if you are going to season, I think you should go back once the ad takes off, then go and delete those comments, or just make a comment, like don't necessarily say info or something, just say great working with you, or something that doesn't look shady. But we could do page kind of seasoning,
like Franco was talking about.
Yeah, and the people, like everybody's pages are in the file section of the Dream Team. A lot of people have already liked each other's pages, so if you see it in your newsfeed, even just the small thing of clicking like on somebody's post can make all the difference in their ads, right? So, or I mean, I don't mind if people share my post, but if people, you can ask someone if they don't mind if they share. Like if you see a really cool post and you want to share it, I mean, social media is about sharing. I know some people are really crazy about people sharing their stuff, but if you post something on social media, you got to expect it's going to get shared, right? So
that's the goal.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. Awesome. Chris, is there anything you want to say before we turn it over to Amy and Janet?
No, there's a whole bunch of questions that we're blasting in. We only use Canada. We've tested cities and provinces. When they're saying, well, what if one ad isn't working and you try it again? What do you make different? Well, that's up to you. Keep stats of what you've tried and what you haven't tried. Try different thumbnail pictures. Sometimes that's what it is. It may be a different headline. It could be just a couple of words.
Yeah, first 3 lines of the hook lines.
Yeah. So, and Darren's got a bunch of great tips that he put in the member section there. In case you haven't logged out of the training and logged back in lately, there's and by the way, you have to do that for your training to update. You can't just go into the training, leave it logged in. You have to log out and back in, right? So, stay up on that, you guys. Like there's updates all the time in there. Every Monday you should go in and update that. Anyways, I'm out. I'm going to grab some food. I'll leave the camera on so I can hear you, but I'm going to turn the camera off so I can have some food.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Tashi's got a question here, Darren. Maybe you can help her out. It's an interesting one. Is it advisable to get seasoning from Dream Team members as we're all over the world while our ad location that we're targeting might be in a particular country? The Facebook algorithm is going to show our ad more engagement from...
Yeah, I don't think it matters, to be honest. So I don't think it's specific to, because it's going, I don't think they look at, the only people commenting on the page are from Canada, but you're advertising in the UK or whatever. I don't think they look at it as separate. I think they look, okay, this page has a lot of interaction on it. Mm-hmm. Then the ad account, they're a real person. We're not going to shut down the ad accounts. Remember, the biggest reason that people get shut down is because it's just the algorithm. It's not even a real person. It's just Facebook thinks like if you move too quickly or you up your budget too quickly or something like that, or there's like a couple flagged words in there that you didn't realize, then it's an auto system that's just thinking that you're trying to spam the Facebook user base. So it's all automated, right? Awesome. That first filter, it's not an actual person. So I think they just look, it's just a big database and they just look at, okay, this page is getting a lot of traction. You're no longer like, the ads aren't looked at as closely, right?
Awesome.
And they probably do show them to more people, and it doesn't matter where the advertising is.
Okay, so the next two that we're going to get on here is Amy and Janet. Now, if you've been through the training, you know the Amy Ting fishing strategy is somewhat of a legend. The whole dipping chicken blood in the water, I still have nightmares of that from that mastermind. But I love it because it's stuck in people's mind. And it, again, is just a system that you're going to use to keep yourself on a schedule for running your ads. And so Amy and Janet are going to come on again and they're going to walk you through it just as a really good refresher. And then again, take questions that you might have from coming in. So who's doing the slides here, ladies? Is that you, Amy? That might be.
Amy's doing all of it. I'll be the background. I'm her backup dancer, and I'll record questions that will move forward the conversation.
Cool.
And we'll stop at a few slides just for any clarification.
Okay, awesome. Amy, we see you back, girl. You're good. So if you can just maybe enlarge that a little bit. Perfect. And then fill the whole screen.
How do I do that?
Just hit that green button in the top left. There you go. Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. Excellent.
Thank you. And how do I close this small one here?
I think you can actually hit the X in that. Yep, there you go.
So, okay, I want to come back and then talk about It's Like Fishing. And then the reason I started with It's Like Fishing was because a lot of people in my team didn't understand what's a campaign, what's an asset, and what's an ad. So I explained that in a way that you need to hop on a boat, get your fishing gear, and then have a bait full of fish. And so like when they have that picture in mind, they could understand, okay, so I need everything there, and then what that is about. So that's why when I say it's like fishing. And so on the campaign level, it's deciding on what you want. On the campaign, you could decide if you want to do an engagement, you want to do a conversion or legion or traffic, or the first one that is the likes campaign. And Facebook take a look of your campaign. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
You're good, Amy.
Okay, because I heard something else. Anyways, so when you are doing your campaign, you want to decide on what kind of campaign you want to start with. And I would say for engagement, Facebook will look for the algo of Facebook. They will look for people who are more likely to engage with you. They are more likely to either wanting to chat or leave comments on your post. So before they actually hop onto your landing page. Whereas a conversion, people might just usually, they think they want to do it all. They just want to find out everything before they talk to you. And then the legion, people have the tendency of click everywhere, and then they have the tendency to just have everything on one click, and then they don't even remember sometimes. And the one is traffic. Traffic is when people has the tendency to get off Facebook to a website. And so, and then Facebook calculate people's behavior and their action, and then would target those specific people. And so I would say, if you don't know what you want to use, know your own behavior. For me, I do conversion and engagement a lot because I'm the people who are actually very, very shy, or I want to find out more before I want to talk to someone. And if it's really engaging, I do have the tendency to leave a comment of yes or more info. So I only use these two because I'm on my own behavior. That's what I do. And so that's deciding on the boat. And then here is the asset. Asset is like the fishing rod. And so all the fishing rod will be different. When you go to fishing in Alaska versus Mexico, the setting on your fishing rod will be different. And it's really basically setting your asset, like the location, age, or gender, and all that. So the last one is the bait. The bait is the most important part for me. That is your ad, because if your bait is not delicious, you won't get a fish. But then what kind of bait you put out, you attract that kind of fish. So if your ad is all about like I put out a really spammy ad before, it's like money sign everywhere. I got buyer who like just money sign everywhere, and eventually nothing worked out. But then, and then I have like just come and get it kind of ad, but I'll talk about ad in a bit. And then so even when you set up everything, you have your bow, you have your rod, you have your bait, and the idea I want to get across is that fish do swim around, and sometimes they are not just hungry, like they are just not hungry, and you just have to be patient and wait for it. And if your bait got soggy and all that stuff, then just do another one. And so, any question? This is the simple part.
Well, we had one question in the beginning. I tried the fishing strategy. All my ads got approved in a total of 16 hours from first to last. How do you compare that?
Okay, I'll talk about that later.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
So so I want to talk about because right now they have a campaign optimization option on your campaign level. So I want to share a little bit about the difference between the setting between setting your budget on the campaign level versus on the asset level. So when you set your budget, like the one on the old training, I put $5 on each asset or $10 on each asset. Each asset is its own boss. They have the equal power and equal area of control. So even though, say, all three assets, these are the three assets you have, are actually located in Vancouver, for instance, they because of how Facebook algorithm works, they actually compete with each other, but they don't get into other people's territory. And then so when you set it up, it's like the three people doing the fishing. And then so this asset C saying, I got $10 budget, but then asset one would be, so do I. And so when you set up a fishing, it's a campaign. That's the big circle here. And then the three asset A, B, C. And then you have three ads going to each asset. And oh my God, wait. Okay, sorry. And then whereas so and then in the end, one will show up that has more attraction to your ad, and then we will close all the other ads within 24 hours. So the thing you want to know is the first day you only spend $15 if you are putting, or the first day you'll be spending $30 in this case, because it's $10 on each. But then on the second day, you will be back to $10. And so this ad 2 here, that's the winning ad you found, that would be a $10 budget ad. Whereas when you set up your campaign optimization, that's when you put money on the campaign level, you are actually getting the captain in control of these three little fishers. So this is what it looks like. When you put money on the campaign level, the captain on the boat will say, oh my God, the fish are coming from the direction of asset C. And so let's spend $15 on asset C, $3 on asset B, and you get $1 on asset 1. And that's the mini fish I try to draw. And then, so you don't need to turn off within 24 hours when you are doing campaign optimization. Some ad would just die down, you see it, and then you just turn it off anyways because it's not working. And some ad would work. And then what I see people do is that when they do campaign optimization, so that's putting ad budget on your campaign level, they put, say, territory will be Africa, then UK and Canada. But of course, the population in Africa is actually much bigger, and then they will just click on your ad like crazy. So the captain on the campaign is like, I see leads. They don't care if it's good lead or not. They will just tell you that they want leads, right? So eventually there'll be no budget spent in Canada and UK, but you have all the leads in Africa. Same thing as if you do parents, comic book, or electrician for your setting, because there's so many more parents or travelers versus people who are into comic book, or versus people who has the occupation of electricians. So I will usually do something that's similar. Either they will be all in same territory, like same location, or same kind of, I will even do the same assets. And then I want to do here, just, can you guys see my Chrome?
We see your ad
right
manager.
now? Okay, yeah, that's what I want to show. So this is what happened in here. This is the campaign budget optimization. If I turn this on and then I put $20, and I could do that 113. And then and so if you do the first strategy of the putting the budget on the ad asset, you don't use this. Like in the end, you actually put the budget on the asset versus the campaign budget optimization. But we just leave it for now. And this is what people ask me all the time. Say if I set up my ad, say if I have all the settings set up, and then I have my ad set up, and then I'll just choose and select a post. So say if I select this as an ad, I want to set this up so I could show you guys. So this is close, and always close and save to draft. I think I'm going a bit too fast on this, but bear with me. And then after this, I will close this. I'm setting up a 139 for you guys to see how I do it. So that's one campaign, one asset, and one ads. And I will come here and select the ad, and then duplicate. And I'll just duplicate it 2 times. And I could make change on the ad itself, either the image or the text. So these 3 ads can be the exact same ad or different ads. So right now I have 1, 1, 3, and I'm just gonna close this. And then I'll go to my asset and I duplicate it 2 more times. So always duplicate on the ad level after you set up everything. And now you have that 1, 3, 9. So if I close this after you set up everything, that everything is okay, I will come here, click on review and publish. So it will be 1 campaign, 3 ads, and 3 assets and 9 ads. And I will actually hit publish here instead of publishing it individually. And so after you publish your ad, get your ads approved. So I heard like people getting shut down for doing 139. The reason is sometimes, usually I see, is they might have some words that they shouldn't use on one of their ads, or something that the ads manager will actually tell you, this is not approved because of this and that. So if you publish 139, sometimes 7 will get approved and 3 doesn't. But what I'm saying, if you would want to avoid shutdown as much as you could, get your ads approved. And then get your ads approved. So the first thing you want to check if you have any banned words or image, such as yours, opportunity, pay, money, bill, and etc. And then if you don't have any of that, you complying with Facebook, appeal, and appeal. Then if it doesn't get appeal, if it doesn't get approved, simply change something for the sake of approval. So if there's 3 ads that's not working, and then it's just not getting approved, even though they look exactly the same as the one on top. And then just change some words. Say, hey, it's a fun day. Say, like change your ad script, so it makes no sense. It's just a happy ad, or do a likes campaign ad script to just get it approved. And then the reason is that within 24 hours of setting up your ad, you actually want to turn off 8 of them. So the way I set up my ad is I have 1 campaign, 3 ads, and 3 assets and 9 ads right here. And although the ad 1, ad 4, and ad 7 is exactly the same, they all each have its own ads ID. And I want to only concentrate and season on the one ID the same ad. So this one will keep all the social proofs. And then, hold on. Sorry, my girl. Okay, hold on. And then sorry, my girl is here. And so publish, and then when you turn off the A ads, you want to publish the winner as a page post. And then that's a great time to ask for seasoning at that time. And come back 3 days or 7 days, don't even touch your ad. And if your ad is not picking up and you have no lead in 7 days, just do a new ad, or you could actually do this process again. And I just want to show you another demo. Sorry, I actually did 2139 yesterday, so I could show you guys what I did. And then this first one, I set up the budget on the campaign level. So it's actually $20 on the campaign level. So budget campaign optimization. I have 3 ads here. It was published in the afternoon. And if you come in here, you could see all the 9 ads here have different reach, like percentage of reach. And they are exactly identical. It's the same ad, but then you actually have the same different number. So I will go in right now, and then I love to look at the link clicks. So this one got 2 link clicks. That means maybe the conversion here is most like the chance of this one to convert is higher than the other ones. If there's no link click at all, I will look into impression or reach, because these one got the highest number. So I will either keep this one or this one. So, and people would just delete the ad. I don't. Usually I will come in here. I want to keep this one here. And then look like how money spent. It's the same ad. This one spent only 0.88, but this one spent $4 on this because I set up. And then, yeah, and this one is, sorry. Yeah, this one is $4. So this is the one I'm going to keep. I'm just going to mark it. And I just turn it off here. So I don't need all these. I just need one. Okay. It's within 24 hours. This one got approved, I think last night, midnight. So, oops, I turned off the one I actually want. Sorry, back. So I just do this. I just turn it off on the blue switch here. And turn these 2 off. Once you turn off the asset here, on the ads here, the asset will turn off itself. So these 2, well, it shouldn't be running here. So, yeah, so it's these 2 that's not, oh, sorry. So these two should be turned off itself, but you could go in and just turn it off manually if you want to, just to make sure. I don't do delete at this time because it's too many action. I try to keep any action on the Facebook a day away. So say 3 days later, I come back to check this. I would just delete these. So here I will delete these after 3 days when I come back to check this again. Whereas I set up another one here. This one, this ad account, I actually just opened it yesterday just to create ads to show you guys. And same thing, you see there's like more, some has more link clicks and some doesn't. So I'm gonna keep the number 3 and then turn off the rest. And I'll do that later. This one is the one I actually create the budget on the asset level. So when I turn off the rest, for tomorrow, I will only be spending $6 instead of $20. The other one I have $20 on campaign. This one I have $6 on each asset. So I think you get the idea. Just turn it off. Turn all the ones that's not working. And if the number is too close, just choose one. It's not hard to pick one. It's because it's the same. So questions?
There was one from
Amy, what
Jennifer.
do you do with the winning ad? How do you turn that into a page post?
Oh yeah, the page post. I need to do this. So say I'll do it on the other account that I so this one is my winning ad on this one, right? So I will make sure I'm reading the right one. When we move to, okay, so I come here to Ads Manager, and then page post right here. And then, hold on. So you could actually find all the ads that you publish here. So there's like tons of ads here. So I believe lifetime budget reach. You wanna find the one that was the winner, and then so you have so many because I publish. That's how you see like each ad has its own ID because although it's the same, but it has its own ID and everything and its own post. So this one is the one I did not turn. This one is the one that's my winning ad, and then I will do here and then publish, and just publish. And then on my page, it will show this post. So I'm just gonna go here to my page. This is what Franco was talking about last time on the mastermind. So I learned this from his sharing. I was like, this is awesome. And so now I just implement this on my ad. And so instead of putting a post here, I tested on my ads manager to find my winning ad. Then once I hit that winning ad, I will post it on my page. So people could help me to season it like after this. So I have like right here. So that was my ad. It has full engagement and that it's on my post right now. So I know you guys, there's like 800 people of you watching. Feel free to come and like my post. Thank you. And yeah, any questions?
One was explain the content of the ads. Are they all the same duplicates, same targets, same headlines, pictures, etc.?
On the demo that I use, it's different for I'll show you my ad actually. I just wrote this ad just for the sake of doing this 139. So it's all the same picture you could see. And then I only changed the title for each ad. And then so there will be 3 of each, like each ad, there will be 3 identical one. And even if all the 9 ads are exactly the same word by word, the result will be different. And I didn't change anything on the asset. All the asset is the same. And the ad is just the very first one-liner. So this one is sharing our secret of making global sales online. The second one is we follow the digital train and own our business online. But then the content, all the rest of the content, the title right here is all the same. So the third one is, see, the content is all the same. We follow the movement. So I changed the second line instead. So it's exact the same thing. And again, if you put all the 9 ads exactly the same, you will still get different results. And I just want to test out different ad writing on this one at the same time anyway. So I put a different ad. And for my assets, exactly the same, because I was too lazy to go in and think about targeting on the copy. So I did everything the same.
So Amy, if we can just do a real quick recap.
Yes.
So you're running a 139, so 1 campaign, 3 ad sets, 9 ads. Could be identical, up to you.
Yes.
What's your overall budget set at? Campaign level, the ad set level, or the ad?
Depends on my own budget. Say if I have $20 I want to spend on 1 ad, but I don't have $60 to spend on 3. Like if I put the budget on the campaign level, that's $20 for everything here.
Right.
And so in the end of 24 hours, the winning ad will get the $20.
But
and so you would
before, didn't there was for some reason $5 sticks out in my mind. What were you spending $5 on? Was it at the ad level, or was it?
It would be on the asset. In some countries I do spend $5 on the asset to find my winning ad, and then after I find that winning ad, I will use that same ID and then build a new campaign and spit a $20 ad, and I will even do it on a different ad account actually.
Okay, so you say start off with $15 spread out amongst 3 ad sets. Within 24 hours, you're saying you strip out 8 of those and you keep the 1 winning ad?
Yes.
Okay, and then you convert that to a post on your page while letting the ad still run?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's going to get organic engagement from all the followers. And somebody mentioned, I think it was Lorraine mentioned about pinning it to the top. You could definitely do that. And then it's there when people come to your page. And also when they click off the ad and go to your page, then they remember, oh yeah, that's why I came here, right? But I wanted to just mention also, even if you don't pin the ad to the top of your page, it's good to have something relevant to the business as your pinned post on your page. Like I always keep, like right now I have the interview that Mike did not too long ago with Tyra. Really good interview. You guys are welcome to share that too if you want. And so I try and keep something and I rotate it. Like every month I'll change it to something else. I had our story ad up there sometimes. So if you've written a bio about yourself or a story ad, you could pin that. So when people come to your page, they see about you, but something more relevant to the business. And then, your other posts don't all have to be about the business, but at least the main thing when they come to the page, they can see, maybe it's just a little video introducing yourself to everybody. Something as simple as that. We've done that before. We did one in Calgary, kind of just introducing ourselves, little brief about what the business is and how it works. I think it was under 2 minutes, and I had that pinned for a long time. So something like that.
What I really like about Amy's strategy here is that it recognizes the fact that leads are pretty random, especially in this business. And I think a lot of people, as myself included, who were in marketing and advertising before they got into this business, you come into this thinking that the same rules are going to apply, and then you quickly realize that they don't, because Facebook has got such a wide user audience on it that are just from so many different walks of life, different interests, and all sorts of different crazy combinations of things. Their patterns are very, very all over the board.
And the reason that you can have 9 duplicates of the exact same ad and that, you know, they'll all do different things is you got to think of them like a ping pong ball. And every time somebody likes it, it goes in this direction, and then someone else in the newsfeed likes it, and then it goes in that. And then if someone reports one as spam, then that one goes down to the ground. You know, the ping pong ball flies off the table. And then, you know, if someone loves it, well, that's higher than a like probably, right? Because they're loving it. So then that's going up, you know, like you got to think of it like that.
And we joke about this all the time because Darren's ad, it'll be running for months. You'll be like, oh, I'm going through whatever right now.
Oh my gosh, it'll go through like, it'll be like all female buyers and comments for a while. And then all of a sudden all men. And then it'll be like in one like we'll get random buyers from weird countries that I'm not advertising in because someone shared the ad there. Like it just goes through all these different algorithms, the exact same ad. So you never.
I had to figure out how to do a trifecta paperwork in India the other day. I've never done a coaching call in India before in the entire time we've been doing this. And it was from Darren's ad. He's not advertising in India, but we got a buyer there because it got shared. And this is the wonderful joy of Facebook. Janet, have you found any other questions in there?
I feel like you guys have been answering all of them as you went.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I do want to talk about this because it's getting close to Christmas, and then I think the other aspect I didn't talk about on the fishing thing was actually cleaning your fishing gear. And then, can I do this part?
Yeah.
Okay, so like before any bowl or any like seal, you start to seal. You want to make sure there's food on the bowl, there's gear, and then you want to make sure your fish, like your whole thing is clean. And so before you start your new ad, if there's any disapproved ads or junk, or that's not something that any campaign that you are not using, clean it up before you start a new campaign. Because after you launch your an ad campaign, and if there's still any disapproval ad or disapproval campaign that's leaving from like 2 or 3 months ago, and then you delete it after you got your new campaign ad approved, then you are almost looking to ad account shutdown. And I tried this many times. Every time I launch an ad and it got approved, I come back and delete all ad that wasn't approved, I get shut down. So I just want to share that with you. It's not the 1399 that get you shut down or not. It's really how you treat your gear. So, and then if there's any disapproval, yeah, get it. And if there's any, after you launch your campaign, if it's a 139, and within that 139, there's one that didn't get approved, get it approved. And if you launch your campaign and then approve, and if there's I just talked about that, sorry. So yeah, get your bowl clean before you launch your ad. And then take care of your fishing gear. After your ad get approved, don't touch your asset or ad, because this is what happens. They don't like it because you go back and forth, and you're just, it's another way of shutting down. So keep your ad account and business page clean. And the reason, and this is what I do too, I just want to share this also. When you have your ads account clean, say I now use three ads account, and one would dedicate to conversion, the other one would dedicate to traffic, or I would just have it like one would dedicate to Canada or one for UK, or I would just have one ad or two on each campaign only, each ad account only. And then use different payment method for each ad account. And if you don't want to duplicate, and if I want to duplicate something, I would actually use a new ad account and build a new campaign, but I will use the same ad ID. So I don't do that in the same ad account because I got like 5 business managers shut down, page shut down, and all that. So it was really fun. And keep your business page clean. I got shut down because I put a lot of money sign. I was really spendy. So and then there's a myth of you need to warm up your account with likes campaign before you start your new ad. No, you don't. As long as you have one ad account that is already active in your business manager, you can do a new engagement conversion or anything right away. And just remember to set a different payment method. And so I want to talk, do we have time or do I do it
No,
next
keep going, Amy. This is great.
Okay. So process of producing a winning ad. So you want to know your target, where you want to target, where you want your fish to come from. And remember that your ad, your target that you lead, well, the fish that you get is more likely to be like you. So this is the question I go through when I go with my team, and I go through it for myself. One will be, who am I? Well, I'm mom, I'm 40, I live in Canada, and then, I don't know, I'm happy, I'm sad, whatever. And what I do, what do I do? Well, I cook, I do design work before, I read, I love reading, I work online, I don't know if some people do fishing or dog walking. And then what do you love or want? That's your dream and goals. So I want to travel, I want to buy a house, I want to send kids to private lessons. So when you write all these out, I will go and on Google and then search, or even I know for myself, for mom, I'll be either safe on food or Costco or Whole Food and age. And then I live in Canada, but I'm an immigrant, so I will target language. So I will target Whole Food, and then I might target Chinese. What do I do? I love cook, so I watch Jamie Oliver. I will just target him. And design, I love to do design. I will go to Google to actually find design school in the local area that I target. Say if I target New York, I will target Parsons or a design firm. If I love to read, who do I love to read? I target the author. If I work online, we'll target people who work online. If you love fishing, you want to target, I don't know, Steelhead or famous dog food brand. And this is what I love. If you love something, love to travel, instead of targeting traveling, you could target a luggage branding, like go and Google to see which is the fanciest luggage. And if you want to buy a house, then target mortgage. If you want to send kids to private lessons, target, I don't know, ballet school that you Google search in the local location. And just make sure that after you put out the settings, the population is decent, about like 1-2 millions. And so, and then also look at the picture or the video on your ad. Is it resonating to one or at least one of the target that you put out on your targeting on the asset? And so say if I love summer, I put ice cream and that is in my target, this might work. And say if I want to do travel, I'm in the car and then I want to send kids to private lesson, but in this case, I send my husband to school. So I target school, like language school, and work online. This is obvious, and I'm mom and wife. And then that's our famous Janet. Like she on her video, it's like it's a female. She wants to work online. I will target mortgage because clearly she's in a nice house or a condo. And then so yeah, targeting demo. So I want to show you this quickly. Sorry. I'm happy that my connection today is actually decent. Oh, it takes a long time to load. So yeah, I opened the engagement thing just yesterday to do the demo. I did a traffic campaign on that one, and it didn't do anything. Like it didn't go wacky on me. And so say when you come into an asset, this is what I would do. So location, age, you set it at, and this is where all the demographic. I do exclude first. So I exclude Enagic. I exclude gas. I exclude Dream Team, sorry. But you guys already seen my ad, or you are already there?
Oh my gosh.
And then I go browse,
Yes.
behavior, digital activity, Facebook payment user 30 days, Facebook payment user 90 days, and then Facebook page admin, sorry, I scroll down, business page admin, and Facebook page admin. Because most likely they are already in some kind of online business. So I don't want to waste my money on that. So I exclude someone first. Second, I will come in and then use some of my targeting here that I set out. So here I will target, say, Whole Food. Whole Food. I don't know. And then I look into the population. Whole Food. So this one has more population. And then I go to Costco a lot, so I target that. So I know a mom is there. And then I will do narrow audience. So these people must match what I love to do. Okay, let's do Jamie Oliver. No.
Jamie Smith.
Yes, I was trying to put Jamie Smith for 1 second, but sorry, Jamie. And then I would put, I don't know, a famous author. Or because law of attraction, the author is, let me see, it's, I don't know if it'll show up. Yeah, it shows. This is the author of Magic Book. So this is what I read, right? And then I will target mortgage. How do I spell mortgage, please?
MORTGAGE.
I did a lot of spelling check when I did the presentation, but yeah. So that's like, I think this is a good number. If it goes anything below this, say if you target something that no one knows, like Steelhead. Yeah, steel. If you're targeting steel, that's actually increased my population. So by difference of like that, by putting in the different thing here, you will get different population here. And that's what I do. So I have 1, 2, 3. And if my number is too small right here, according to my target, I will actually just use 2 instead of 3. So, and then you will increase my population. I will target something huge, like just do a traveling.
Can I add to that too? Facebook is more likely to approve your ads if they're grammatically and if they don't have any spelling errors, they're grammatically correct, and they're more likely to disapprove them if they do have spelling errors and grammatical errors. I saw posts in there.
I had a lot. Yeah, I had a lot of disapproval ad because of my spelling and grammar. So I
And
go
for your
to
phone, you can actually download a keyboard called a Grammarly keyboard, and it'll correct your grammar for you as you're typing. I noticed the other day. For those that feel like you need it, that might be a good tool too.
Yeah, I do use that. I do.
I mean,
And so
I'll give you a shout out because, I mean, like you said, you used spell check and grammar check before you did your presentation here. Obviously, English isn't your first language, but being the professional you are, before you came on your presentation, you made sure that all your ducks were in a row. It's exactly the same that everything should be doing with their ads.
I try. I don't know if there's spelling errors. Hoping to do a new check, but I didn't get a chance. So yeah, that's the targeting thing I do. And so because you attract you, this is the part I really want to talk about. It's not the technical that get you lead. It's like because you attract you according to your target, your ads, your asset. Do whatever it takes to live the best version of you. Before Dream Team, this business, I actually never do spelling check. I don't care about my English at all. and then be your own ego. And so building an ad, I will ask myself why. The one thing like, so what did I write? Sorry, I skipped one, that's why. Writing an ad, I actually start, this is what I do. I didn't get my winning ad by doing 139. I got my winning ad because I start to write 20 or more, I think more than 100 now, different ad script, and then read it like 100 times. If I'm able to read the same script for at least 30 times, I know that when my reach is 1,000 people, and then I'm able to, out of 100 times, I could keep it 30, at least 300 people will be able to read it because I'm that happy with my ad. Versus if I am tired of my ad within 5 times or less, I would just not publish that. And also then start writing a 20 different ad script because you will know if you are faking it or making it after you read your ads over and over again and find your integrity on your own ad. And it's good to get rid of negativity and you get tired from your own sad story and then find the light in it. It's a personal experience because when I first write out my ad, I found myself complaining instead of inspiring. And then if you don't want to go through that, just find a script on the training site and make it your own. On the side, the ad image, start taking photo of you working on your business 99 different ways, different angles, or different positions, or different lighting you want. Because it shows. We try to take a picture like that, telling people we are successful, but it clearly, after I take a look at this, it's like I'm trying to fake it. Whereas this one, after like 20 takes, it's nice. It's who we are. I don't have to fake it like this one. And then add video, film it 20 times here, watch it yourself, replay 5. Because like any film out there, they have the date, scene, and take. And that take is usually like a crazy number here because that's how many times you might need to find that winning one. So it's not, the winning ad is not about the technique or not being smart. If your ad is good, 111 works too. And believe in yourself, believe in your ad. And because we have a fishing legend here, I'm not doing that this time. So I don't think Darren ever did a 139, but yeah, that's our fishing legend.
Well, I did. I just never called it that, but I did. That's how I tested. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, then you're still a legend.
Things, and I duplicated a lot, and sometimes I would change one little thing, or because I knew about the different algorithms, I would just leave everything the same, and I would just keep duplicating. And to be honest, like it's cheaper to do it at the ad level or the ad set level, but I would even duplicate my ads at the campaign level and keep duplicating until I got one that took off. So it doesn't really matter, but it costs more if you're doing it at the campaign level. So
Wow. I think that's what Karen does too.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
so winning ad, if you are not sure it's a winning ad or not, look into why. Maybe the integrity on the text or the doubts, or are you being truthful? And if you don't know what you are doing or you don't understand the business enough to have full trust, etc., it will show. And then you could feel it after reading it over and over. And maybe if that's what's happening, reach out to it. This is the best time to bug your mentor. And I would say try it. And when I try it, it usually won't work. But at least I find a way not to do.
Mhm.
And so when I try, it doesn't work. But then the next time it will work. And then after you try, prepare to try again. Make sure when your ad is disapproved, check your ad and appeal. When your ad account is disabled, appeal and start the next ad account or different ad account or different payment method. Get 5 PayPal if you have to. And if your business manager get disabled, well, if you only have one business manager, log out and create a new business manager because you are allowed to have 2. And if not, just create a new personal profile and make a new business manager. And if your business page got disabled, like I do, I will appeal and create a new one. And I think everyone repeat that. So.
Amy, just before you go on to the next slide, let's talk a little bit about why you have to have a different payment method.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was going to come back to that. So if it's simple, if they shut down one ad account, they will link all your other ad accounts that use that same payment method and shut them all down. So at least if they're all different, then they won't link them together by that payment method. So that's why you want to use all different ones if you're running multiple ads on different ad accounts. Now, if you do get one shut down, you don't actually have to use a new payment method again for the new one. You can use the same payment method. I've done it now a few times, and you can use the same one. We used to tell people, oh, you have to get a new credit card, and it was super annoying because people would have to, if you only had one card, you'd have to wait, 2 weeks or whatever before you get another one. You don't have to do that because they don't actually look at the previous history for some reason, but they will link them together at the time of the shutdown. But if you do get one shut down, you can use that same payment method.
Do you want to tell them about your secondary card trick?
Oh, and yeah, if you need more payment methods, you can just add like a spouse as a user on your credit card, or you can make up a name. Like we've just like John Smith, and you can just add get as many credit card supplementary cards on your card.
When you have a credit card, guys, a lot of you might not realize this. You can add anybody you want to get a supplementary
as a
card
user, yeah.
Because you're the primary card holder. You're taking responsibility for whatever's spent on those supplementary cards. So at the end of the day, if you're creating cards for somebody who doesn't even exist and you're using it for your ad account, you don't have anything to worry about because you're the only one using that card still, right? But it's a different name. It's a different number. It's a different expiry. Everything is different on that card. So as much as the system is concerned, they're okay because it's a different card.
Yeah, and people are asking about PayPal. Same thing, like you can use that same PayPal again if you did get shut down, but also you can have more than one PayPal account. I have one at our info at Darren and Mike email, and then I have my personal one on my Gmail account.
I've got a Gmail.
Yeah, so I mean, you can have more than one PayPal account. You just have to set it up with the different email.
Jubilant's asking, aren't they asking for a social insurance number? No, not for a secondary card, because again, you're the one taking responsibility for that. For that
PayPal
card
doesn't either.
Yeah. Okay, keep on going, Amy. You're doing great.
Okay, so don't take it personal. When you get shut down, it's not personal. It might be the new post that you just made that doesn't complain with FB. And it might be just because Facebook just changed their policy again, and all of a sudden you cannot use you or opportunity or something weird. For me, one of it was you cannot use flashy videos. Like I did a 007 video, but I shouldn't. And then it might be that you play around with Ads Manager too much, and Facebook got pissed. And so you see that annoying face. And the good news is, after trying all the wrong ways, the best way will always show up. And the second good news is that when it is a winning ad, you will know. And disclaimer, it's not 139 that will get you a winning ad or a shutdown, or it is the ad itself or the content on your business page and your attitude towards the business. So keep your fishing gear clean. And yeah, and the best part is that we don't need to take over the world like this one. We are the world because we are Dream Team. That's it. Oh, yeah. And yeah, maybe I think it's too late now, but can I just go through this really quick?
Sure.
It'd be a shame if you didn't, I think.
Okay, so because I really see a lot of people coming into the business for the first 3 months. They might be excited, they might be onto something else, but this business is like a new baby. And it might be hard, it might be crazy sometimes, but ask yourself, what can you give up? When I was a new mom, I gave up sleep, I gave up shower, I gave up my room just so I could raise my kid. And so what can you give up? Would like make room for it? Is that a room? Or is that you might have to do more on your laundry? Like you just have to do extra. And when you are a mom, you actually manage it. And then so when you have those dirty diaper and you don't know what to do, you don't throw away the baby. You actually throw away the diaper, not the business. So ask yourself, what can you give up? Because when you give, you receive, and treat yourself like your newborn baby and their life depends on you. And so when you give, you receive, take care of it. They will grow healthy and happy. And that's the most rewarding. And that's the end of my presentation, because thank you everyone, Mike, Darren, Lee, and Dream Team. Oh my, everyone here. And I really put a lot of time in this because I'm just so grateful for everyone here. And you guys, my team, my family. And so, yeah, I love you so much.
Yeah, Amy, that was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Yeah, lots of people found so much value in it. Like getting tons of, I don't know if you could see the chat, but it's blowing up.
Really amazing, Amy. Thank you.
And you know, I use the same analogy on my coaching calls so many times. Starting a business, any business, is like just like having a child. You've got to grow it and nurture it, hoping that someday it will get to the point where it can take care of you. And it will never happen if you don't grow it and nurture it and invest in it in the first place.
Yeah, people always ask like, "Oh, what's the secret?" or blah blah blah. Well, and you know, like, what is Michelle doing, or what's Sarah doing, or what are we doing? Well, we, from day one, for us, this was our only plan. So we put all of our time into this, and we still do put way more time than we probably should, because we do have to have a life at some point. But you know, and Michelle's the same way. She locked herself in a room for 16 hours a day, and she probably still does. She did that since the beginning. You know, those are the people that are hitting 6 figures a month within 6 months in this business. Yeah. Right? So if you're only putting in 6 minutes a day, well, you can't expect to make $100,000 a month in a few months, you know? Like you've got to put the time in. And it's not that you need to spend 16 hours a day at this, but if you want to make $100,000 a month, then you might have to for a while. And is it worth it? Well,
depends how important $100,000 a month is to you.
Depends what you want, right? Like,
if it's not, then it's not worth it. And not to say that it should or shouldn't be. It's totally up to you. We say it twice a week, every week. This is your business, and it will be whatever you want to get out of it. It's not for us to say you should be earning $100,000 a month or $500 a month. That is your choice. But I think you also have to have realistic expectations. If you want massive results, you've got to put in time and effort.
Massive effort.
And you just don't get to say it's not working and throw up your arms. Like,
Yeah.
I loved listening to how Amy just described shutting it down. And I think you actually said at one point, it's fun to set up a new profile. You know, nobody here who's making big amounts of money even worries about getting shut down by Facebook. And I'm honestly appalled by, in the last, because we've been in so many meetups lately, how many people told me, there's probably about a half a dozen of you over those 6 events that told me that you've been shut down by Facebook, and it had been months. And I can't imagine what in the world you've been doing for months while you've been shut down. Your base goal here is to have an ad account and a profile on Facebook.
You get 1 day of grieving, and you know what? Even that's too much, because talk to Rowan, talk to Sarah. They were up and running the same day, getting shut down, just like I do.
My God, we were talking to Sarah the other day, and
it doesn't take long to create a new.
She got shut down, got a new it wasn't a profile. I think it was just the ad account set up, right? Or was it the page? But anyways, she was up and running with a $100 likes campaign the very next day, because she just wanted to get interaction moving again. She wanted people moving around and actually interacting with that page again. And she just didn't take it lying down. You can't take it lying down.
And always make sure you appeal first, because remember, it's all automated. There's no.
You can't take it personally.
Yeah, there's how many billions of people on Facebook, and there's how many millions of advertisers, and they just are protecting their user base. It's just a program looking for words, looking for algorithm, you know, and it triggered. So appeal until you get a live person. So many people have, like, they either don't appeal or they stop at one appeal, and then you hear from too many people that after their second or third or fourth, or Franco said 17 appeals later, got their ad account back and their business manager back. So
yeah. But if you get an answer from somebody that you don't like from a company, I've always been a firm believer you should go ask somebody else at the company. Because you got to keep in mind, the people that are working at Facebook and dealing with all of this stuff, these are all third-party agencies. Yeah. Most of them, that are checking your ads, they don't even work for Facebook. So they're given a rule book. They're given a set of parameters to work within. They go execute based on those parameters. They don't care. They've got nothing invested in this. They're getting paid hourly, or maybe they're getting paid royalties based on how many people they shut down. I don't know. But it's not in their interest for you to succeed. They don't care if you succeed. They're just worried about what they've been told to look for. So they're not in your corner. So what I'm saying is, if you don't get the answer from somebody that you don't like, then go ask more people until you do get the answer you like, or at least get something helpful that gives you something to work with. Christmas. We should probably talk about the holidays a little bit. Yeah, because we are going into we're in already the busiest ad season ever, combined with the fact that another American election is already in full swing, and all of the candidates are spending millions of dollars on their ads. So it's a competitive ad space right now. If you've got an ad that's up and running right now that's working, I wouldn't touch it.
I wouldn't touch it either. But remember, your lead costs might go up. That's the only.
Just prepare yourself for that.
And I haven't noticed it as much yet. Well, maybe a few less leads, but not. The other thing is, like, it's a kind of a balance, because more people go on social media around holidays.
That's true, yeah.
So even though
user
there's
base is
more
bigger
ads, there's more people on it too. So you might actually get more leads, depending on where you're advertising.
Just don't be shocked if it's a bit of a harder go in the next month.
Yeah, and it might take longer. Like someone's saying, can you make new ads? So sure, but it might take longer for them to be approved, even, because I imagine people advertise, especially right now, think like Black Friday's coming up. Yeah. Cyber Monday is a big one. So all those advertisers, you're competing against everyone that's trying to get their ads in the news feed. And there's so many things, like everything is online now. It's crazy. You see shoes and everything else in the news feed. It's just.
Should we wait until after the new year to get up and running again? God, no, that's not what we're saying. You shouldn't wait another day to get up and running again. Do it tonight. Shut this mastermind off right now and go do it.
And honestly, I would not touch, I'm not going to touch my ads over the I don't touch them.
But knock on wood, they're working.
Yeah.
I'm doing trifectas in India. All right. Any other last minute questions? Should you avoid starting a new ad? No. Mastermind lands on Christmas. Should we do ads this time? Actually, so before I forget, so I am working with the tech guys to be able to run replays during the holidays on key days. So I think it's Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve both fall on a webinar day. So probably not going to have a very solid panel. Most people are going to have something better to do than come on a webinar. So we're going to run a replay those days, but I got the tech guys working on it. Okay, so if you're booked on those days, that's what we're doing like we do every year. The webinars, I haven't looked at the calendar to see how they fall, but we're probably, I mean, obviously we're not doing a webinar like the week of Christmas probably. So I'll make sure that everybody's announced as to what we're doing by getting the coaches the information, and then they'll add it to the coaching groups, okay? All right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys, because we're coming up on the 2-hour mark, and I know some of you have probably got to go to the bathroom. So thank you, Amy. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Karen and Chris. That was amazing content, guys. As soon as I get this replay downloaded, I need to watch it. Thank you again, guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night.